Hello and welcome to Adobe Live, everyone. So good to see you in the chat. I'm so happy everybody's here. Cody, thank you so much for modding. Today, our creative kickoff is going to be in Adobe Photoshop, and we are going to be drawing faces. So what I want to encourage you guys to do is grab a pencil or open up Photoshop, whatever you got around you, so that you can draw along. Even if you don't consider yourself a drawing artist, a designer, you are creative, and this is all about warming up to be creative for the day. And this is something that I think everybody should enjoy. So let's dive into warming up for the day by drawing some faces or sketching some faces, whatever you guys call it. Oh, everybody's being so cute in the chat. Patrick says, this is going to be fun. Can't wait. Cody says, Anna with bangs. Yeah, that's right. I got bangs, baby. Okay, so this looks like a bunch of green. This is Photoshop. Hello, welcome. Uh, I have a few steps that I want to introduce you to today to just make faces a little less intimidating. We are not going for perfection here. We are going for just having fun and being iterative, meaning that we're going to draw again and again and again. So what I want to start off with is just the basic little circle. This is all that a face needs to be at the beginning. And what I want to denote with a circle and a little crosshatch is the direction that we want the face facing. The facing of the face. So whether that's like, off to 3/4, up, down, the cross is really just there to give us an orientation of what this could be. So we could have like, circle going up, over, and again, this does not have to be a perfect circle. Mine certainly aren't. It could be straight on. We could be looking down and we just have that curve like that. So I want you to start thinking directionally like that. Cody says the face facing. I say words. All right, step number 2 is going to be proportions. This is the amount of space between elements of the face. So if you're thinking top of the head, eye, nose, mouth, bottom of the head, that kind of thing. And this can go all different directions. So see the directions that we did with step 1, we can take those and say this is flat facing on, this is perfect for our example. So all I want to show you is the proportion breakup. So we've got the top of the head, we've got the bottom of the head, and this doesn't have to be the bottom. We could have the bottom way down here. Does not matter. But in between, we want to space out the elements of the face. So this is something that gives you a variety of every face. You can have, of course, different facial features, different sizes, widths, whatever you want. Hairstyles, there's just so much variety that you can put in here, but at the very base level, you can put in variety through proportions. So let's say that the eye level is right here. Now the space between the forehead and the eye is pretty medium. So let's do one of the spacings between the eye and the nose like really small so that we can have a difference there, so that this, like, if we were to equally break everything up, it'd be like duh, 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 very regular. So I want to make it irregular. I want to have a medium, a small, and a big. But we have no mouth in here, so let's put a mouth in there. Let's do another like medium-ish, and then we've got the big down here. Do you see how that breakup works? How it has different amounts between each element? That's what we're looking for. So that's proportions. Right here you can see I have the breakup of these guys. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You have to make the sound. Must. It's a must. All right, now, if you all are with me, put a high 5 in the chat. I just want to know everybody's following along. And again, if you want to draw along, I'm going to be doing this again and again and again. So don't worry, you're not missing anything. All right, step number 3, putting features on that face. Look at them. Oh, this guy's cute. I love him. Okay, so after we have the proportions on, we want to put some features on. Let's just do a quick little feature haul. So if we have our proportions broken up, here is the eye, here is the nose. We're going to put it low this time, and then the mouth is real slow, like real close to it. Okay, so if we've got a long nose, maybe it's a big one. Maybe we make it like this, like a really outstanding nose. Then we just have little dots for eyes, and then we could have the simplest line for a mouth. We don't have to denote expression yet. We don't have to put on a bunch of, the hair, the ears. We don't have to put everything on yet. All we need is the basics. And then we add from there and just feel out what the character wants. And again, this is for warm up. This isn't necessarily for character design. This is just to get your hand moving. You want to draw something, draw this. Boom. We've got a very stern face. But then, what if we, using the handy tilde key to make our brush into an eraser, put a little smile on that guy. And then we have like the little like, oh, little downward facing eyebrows, and suddenly we've got an expression. And I'm gonna just make a fun little shape for a face here. And there we go. We've got some features. Not even hair, not even anything, but we've got some features. And again, this does not have to be this, that, or the other. It doesn't have to be a perfect design. This is literally just to get your hand moving. Just make a mark. It does not matter. Nobody's looking. It's all good. All right, step number 4, details. Then we can start adding in all of the je ne sais quoi. Do you want a pompadour on this guy? Do you want a hat? Should we put a hat on him? Like, we could put anything we want on here. We could put a collared shirt, a ringer, anything you could possibly want. We could do like real boofy hair. Oh yeah, boof boof. So anything that you want, you can put in any one of these steps. But these are just to follow along with, to make it fun, to make it easy, that you can absolutely follow along with this. Oh yeah, and the details, this is just my little thing, I always add a little blushy blushy. Because, like, who doesn't want some blushy blushy? A little on the ears? Heck yeah. Okay, and then step 5 is just repeat. Just keep going. Just make it again and again and again. So what I want to do here is just draw. Just draw with you guys for a half hour. I think that sounds really fun. So what we're going to do is just go through these steps again and again. So everybody, if you are ready, I see some hands in the chat. Great job. Great job. Let's just chill, have a good time, and sketch some faces, okay? Cody says, hashtag just draw. Exactly. Becca says, hi, good morning. Hello, Becca. How are you? Nate says, blushy, blushy. You have to. Keys says, haha, Pleasant Boys breaking into hardcore metal. Nose! Is there a hardcore metal song about noses? I hope so. All right, I'm going to name this layer sketches, and we're going to just go to town. So I'm going to start with, of course, the little circle for the head. And this is just for giving yourself something to grab onto visually. I'm going to have this one facing 3/4 off. I think we should go for a nice honkin' nose. I love some outstanding features. This is something that, like, you can't get enough of when you're drawing. Okay, so we've got this proportion. We've got the nose and the eye kind of overlap here. I've got the nose going higher than the eye, which is real fun. Let's do a really low mouth on this one. Oh, yes. Already I feel like this is a haughty person because they've got this slight eyebrow tilt. Yes, good, good. And again, I've I've been drawing for many years, so if you're ever like, oh, this seems so like quick and natural or whatever, it's just because I've been drawing a lot. If you do this every morning, you will get faster. You will get little shortcuts to figure out what you want this to look like really quickly. So don't ever be like, oh, this person can put it down so quickly or anything like that. I actually feel like he needs fancier clothes. This is something that I've been working on for a very long time, so worry not. Just you feel like, or you start working on it. And if you have been working on it, do it. Just make the thing. It's so fun. Kendall says, hello, Kendall, good morning. Cody says, kind of looks like Kyle Webster with his concentration face. That's hilarious. Well, I probably will add some hair, so it'll stop looking like Kyle real quick. But I love Kyle's concentration face. It's so good. He's concentrating very hard on the design of something. All right, little blushies. Gotta have it. And sometimes I will do stuff out of order because, like, blushies come early for me. Let me know if you have any quirks that you always put on your characters where it's like, oh yeah, it's definitely yours because of this one thing that you always add. Now, I don't always have to add it. Just saying. But I like to add it. Beep, beep, beep. I'm going to make the eyebrows a little more designed instead of just a line. And then what kind of hair would this person have? I feel like it would be slicked back. Oh. And again, this is just for warming up, so it does not have to be character design, but sometimes that's where my mind goes of like, okay, so who is this person? What is their story? And that's just a fun part of it. It just happens to happen. Kendall says, definitely coming back for the beginning of this stream. Needed it for a project I'm currently working on. Are you drawing faces? Is this a thing? I'm so glad. All right, next one. We don't even need like more eye stuff. I think this is working. There we go. Okay, let's do a lady because we haven't done one yet. All right, there we go. And I'm gonna have her looking up slightly. I think we should do some lower eyes. Beep, 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 beep. And then a short nose. And then a tight little mouth up here. Beep, beep, beep. And then we're going to have her have a big forehead and a pretty, like, low chin, I think. Or, I mean, high chin, whatever you call it. Not, like, the depth of what we had here. The jaw coming down. I think we'll give her some cheek. She's a cheeky gal. It's necessary to have some kind of accent come in. Beep, beep, beep. I don't think I like her mouth being exactly that expression. Maybe we could do just a blank line kind of feel. Whoops. So when I'm holding down the tilde key, my brush becomes my eraser. Just by the way, that's a really nice tip. Let's do some stern line brows, like what's her face, Natalie Portman. It's so funny. I always think of Natalie Portman when I think of straight eyebrows. All right, let's look over here. Beep, beep, beep. And I think I want that cheek to be right there. There we go. And then we could do little things like add shadow under the chin or jaw, whatever you call that. Have an ear added in here. I'm thinking maybe a bun on the top of the head. What do you guys think? Messy bun, always fun. Boop, boop, boop. Little denotations of like hair and things like that. It can be a long learning curve. What would you call that? It takes a while to understand like how hair flows, and one of the best ways to do that is, or like learn that, put it into your head as like, oh yeah, here's how hairlines go. Usually, generally, is just to study them as much as you can. But again, you don't have to nail it the first time, and you don't have to worry about that in your warm-up sketches. All you have to do is just keep trying. Keep going forward, and eventually you will get somewhere. All right, blushy time. Everybody get your brushes for your blushes. That's some pretty dark nose here. I'm going to lighten it up. Beep, 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 beep. And then I feel like she needs something like glasses. I love a good glasses moment. Maybe, what is she calling? Oh, you know what she wants, actually? I think she wants some freckles. Freckle time. That's also a really fun part of this, is just adding whatever you want. You could put horns on her. You could do like whatever you want. This is not something that has to be one thing or another. Like, you can have anything you want on a character. You want to design your D&D character? Now's the time, baby! But you could draw them 5 million times so that you really get a feel for it over time. Cody says, I have such a hard time drawing volume with long hair. Oh my gosh, yes. Kendall says, Anna, what are your tips for consistently drawing the same character multiple times? I have so many tips. Okay, so one of those things that we were talking about earlier is drawing out the proportions of a face, having that breakup. I think that that's one of the most key things when you're drawing a character multiple times over and over again, is having those proportions fit whatever direction you're doing. So if they're like kind of tilting their head and looking up like that, you would still know, okay, so this crosshair, every single time I make this line that goes across the face, their eyes are slightly above it. And then their nose is like this far away, and then their mouth is like this far away. And then every time that you draw it again, you can have the same crosshairs just guiding the direction of your head. And then you're like, okay, so slightly above the crosshair, and then down here is the nose, and then slightly below that is the mouth. And then if it looks off, if it's like, something's just not quite hitting that same character, it doesn't feel like the same character again, just reassess those proportions. Does it actually fit the distance? And does it fit the expression of what your character is trying to do? Because I think that's the most important thing, is getting across the expression. Most of the time, if you have a character, like, this is why in a lot of animes there's like the consistent what do you call it, quote unquote cliche of having the pink haired character as the main character. It's the idea that they are very easily recognizable with that pink hair. Even if their facial structure is a little wonky, that hair is going to be like, oh yeah, that's the main character no matter what. So I do recommend having some kind of defining feature if you're feeling iffy about making your character look consistent. But yet again, I just want to emphasize this exercise today is not about getting necessarily like character designs. This is about warming up your hand. This is about getting to the place where you feel like you want to draw today, and also getting your mind into the spot of, actually I want that to be back. I really like the small jaw in this person. This is about getting you in the creative headspace. It doesn't even have to be that you're drawing today. It's just the idea that you're creating. And I do think that drawing a human face is such a great way of warming up for the day, always. Also, we can draw some kids in here, because that's what I do all the time. I'm a children's book illustrator, hi, by the way, if you don't know. And so it's one of those things that, like, I feel like drawing kids, it absolutely goes back to that proportion thing as well. That is a huge tip for drawing kids, is knowing your proportions. A lot of times I see adult heads on kid bodies. And that's one of my pet peeves, where I'm like, oh man, I wish I could just like redesign that real quick. There we go, little head tilt. But you know, everybody has their art pet peeves. Ain't no thing. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put some bangs, because obviously the bangs are the hit of the day. I'm still getting used to them. I don't know. And it's been a while. So it's one of those things that like takes time. Beep, beep, beep. Okay. So doesn't have to be a whole ton of information. This can be a really quick, like, oh yeah, I did a sketch. And then I can come back later and add the blushies. Who knows? I feel like adding blushies now. But that's just me, okay? I have a thing. I have a thing about blushies. Let's use the similar proportions that we drew up here, and we're going to just add different features and see how that turns out. I think we should do a rounder nose. That's always fun. Maybe add a little dot for a nostril. And then we can, I still like the closer jaw. For some reason, that just is so cute to me. Like having a little rounded, like no chin moment is adorable to me. Becca says I should start doing this. I always feel like I need to do studies in the morning and then get intimidated. This feels so much more relaxed. Thank you, Bex. This is exactly what I'm trying to say, is the whole point of warming up and getting into your day is to not put pressure on it. There is no need to be perfect. Not now. No, no, no. You can put that pressure on you later. Wade says, oh, what's this magic that Anna is doing? I'm sketching faces, Wade. You should join in. I think this is a perfect little warm-up for you today. I bet you have a great warm-up, what would you call it? Routine. Wade, what do you usually draw when you're first starting the day? I'm curious. Okay, so I'm going to give this person a different expression because I want them to be a little different from the other person. And I think I want to actually age them up. So this is some wrinkle stuff, some understanding of how wrinkles form on the face. This is something that took me so long. I loved drawing older faces for a long time, but I still didn't understand how wrinkles worked. And I'm not saying I'm an expert by any means, but it's one of those things that I think brings your drawings to another level, is if you learn how they actually form on the face. That's a cute face. Come on, you guys. Who doesn't love that face? Okay. And obviously, Wade, there are horns on this person, so you know you're in the right place. Hey, Wade says portraits usually. All right, so it's a common thing. Portraits, faces. This is the way to warm up. Love that. Love that for us. All right, I'm going to put it like a turtleneck kind of thing. Beep, beep, beep. All right. And then let's see, what kind of hair does this person have? I kind of want like a little tiny bun in the back. Cute. Should they have like little tiny bangs? Something like that. Okay. Oh, and of course, the all-important blushies. Oh, you cutie. You're adorable. Okay, so I think this is my favorite face so far. Just personally, that's just me. Okay, let's do, what was I gonna do? There was something that I was thinking of that I wanted to get to. Oh gosh, what was it? I'm forgetting. Oh, it was kids. And I also wanted to do some profiles. Profiles are a whole nother fun ball game. Okay, so if we have our crosshair, you're just gonna see the side because our front line is up here, and that is one of the things that this kind of opened up my brain a little bit, was drawing in profile. I think that there's a certain pressure every once in a while that you get that says like, oh, it has to be 3/4, it has to be straight on. I think that profiles are so much fun to open up that kind of discussion. Especially because faces are completely different from the side. This is no longer a game of like, okay, so where do these features like go out to? There's no more like width to it. It's how far out from the face do they go? It's depth. It's very fun. Okay, so let's do a proportion breakup. I think we should have a tiny little forehead. And so this is where the eyes are at. This is, I'm going to do a medium nose, and then I'm going to do a small distance to the mouth, and then a big distance to the chin. Let's do that. Okay. And then faces, or noses especially, have totally different looks based on what kind of shape you put here. There are so many different bridges to a nose you can do, and they'll all give a very different feel. Oh my gosh, I love this nose. Yes. And I actually love the feeling of a brow ridge coming out here. So I think I'm going to do that. Again, a fun thing that you don't always get to play with as much in the front facing. Let's put the eye back here. Let's do a big sharp brow. I kind of want it to like feel sharp. Like that. You think? Yeah, like a triangle. Oh man. Oh, Nate says you should make a course, Anna. You're fun and engaging. On SVS. Oh, you're funny. I've already made a course on SVS, actually a few of them. You're hilarious. But yeah, thanks for the shout out there. I love drawing with you guys. And unfortunately, we only have a few more minutes. Dang. But I encourage you, I highly encourage you to bust out a pencil or some Photoshop or some whatever you've got on hand. This is not something where you need a certain tool. It is just to get you to start going on what you want to go on, because this is just fun. And it really helps your brain warm up into that creative space, which it definitely needs. Never believe that voice in your mind that says, I could just do it, which I understand every single person feels that way at some point, that they just want to dive in. And I don't want to discourage you from diving in, please do. But I also feel like you will make 10 times better work if you warm yourself up. At least that's the truth for me. Okay, so let's do, I want to do kind of like curly, let's do actually loose curls. Beep. Oh, apparently my keyboard does not want to do Control Z right now. It's fine. You do you, baby. Okay. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yes, yes. Oh, and then like a little baseball hat kind of thing. Yeah, I think that's the move. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys, today. I know we only have like 1 minute left, but I love drawing faces. So thank you so much for giving me the space to do this. I feel like it's just so fun. And I want you guys to pick it up. So please, if you want to, just like send me on socials or whatever some of your faces that you've drawn, because I would love to see them. And thank you everybody for being in the chat. Oh, Cody is putting course links in there. Thank you so much. Oh, I love it. Yes, and we have Val up next doing some awesome brand design, so definitely stick around for that. This is going to be so much fun. I love Val. Everybody who loves Val, put a heart in the chat. Yeah. All right, one last like really quick face. I'm going to do oh, that's a good one. And beep beep. See, this is what faces are all about, man. This is the bread and butter. I'm gonna do a really tiny bottom and a big wide head up here. And then we're going to put a wide brim hat on him because look at that hat. I'm really good at fitting hats to heads, you can tell. All right. It's been fun. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Oh, I love all the hearts in the chat. Yes. All right. Stay tuned for Val. She is up next. Kendall says, lol, love this. Thank you for joining me, everybody. I will see you again very soon and have a great day. Warm up with faces. See you later. Bye.